Hi Virgo, welcome back. So Virgo, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. When I was sitting meditating on the Virgo collective energy, I got the word honey followed by the song Honey by Mariah Carey. So that may mean something to some of you, take it or leave it. Maybe that artist, that song, the word honey. But then right on the heels of that, I got a much deeper song. There's actually a few renditions of this song, but it's the rendition that I got was the Puff Daddy version that was in tribute to Biggie Smalls, okay? But no matter which rendition resonates with you, take it or leave it. But it's the song, the part of the song where he says, every step you take, every step you take, every move you make, on you, I'll be watching you. Yes, so I'm sure you're familiar with that song. Those lyrics could resonate with you or the artist. But symbolically speaking, what I was feeling from that is, sorry, there's another part of the song coming in. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. Okay. So maybe check out this song. I have a feeling this has to do with love, okay? I know it's a spiritual tarot reading, so I try to keep them general, but I obviously feel like there is love messages coming through that could be in an intimate relationship with family, with friends. You know, love applies to more than just our intimate partners, but take it as it resonates. And as I look down, I notice that the first two cards out is the Ace of Cups and Mercury, which almost everybody got this in the collective when I did the Sunday live reading. So I'm not surprised to see it again. So communication around emotions, love, relationships, all of this being highlighted right now. So let's get into it, Virgo. I also notice I keep tripping on my words. I actually had to restart the introduction of the video because I was like fumbling my words or like tripping over my words. I don't know if this is something you've been dealing with or just having a hard time figuring out how to express yourself, maybe particularly when it comes to how you're feeling or in love, okay? So this is talking about words, thoughts, and analysis, which is also interesting because I'm talking about I'm having trouble getting this message out. It kind of reminds me of Libra's reading. Libra's reading was so chaotic. I felt like I probably needed to do it again, but if you have Libra in your chart, definitely check that out. I have a lot of weird throat chakra things going on right now, Virgo. So I don't know if you're suppressing some things or you have some things going on within your ability to express because the throat chakra seems to be activated for you. But this also talks about perception and the narrative you tell, okay? And this definitely is reminding me of the reading I did for you on the Sunday Live, the last Sunday Live. So check that out, all right? So what story have you told yourself when it comes to love? Does love come easy to you? Is that the story that you tell? Is love something that comes natural? You have good relationships. You expect that out of people? Or have you told a different narrative? Oh, okay. There's a song coming through. Sorry, I don't mean to keep going there. I lost it. Maybe it'll come back, but... Or do you tell yourself the opposite of that? Do you tell yourself a sad story, that things never work out for you, that people are bad, that people cheat, that your experience has been less fortunate, okay? Because no matter how objective and realistic you think you're being, you manifest from your expectation and thought. And so if you have some negative thoughts wrapped around relationships or love or emotions, it's worth looking at. Why do you feel that way? Why do you think that way? And how can you change your focus to expect different, expect better? And a lot of times it has to do with how we feel about ourselves at the end of the day. Because how we feel about ourselves is how we attract traits in others. But it also has a lot to do with what we accept. And sometimes if we're not feeling worthy enough, we accept less out of other people than we would normally if we were fully loving ourselves, right? So relationships have a lot to do. In fact, it has everything to do with also the relationship with yourself and how you feel about yourself at the end of the day, right? So some of you are further along in this. I feel this is part of your life path, Virgo, about finding a little bit more balance in that arena, okay? And communicating your emotions more openly, and loving a little bit freer. And I'm not talking about loving other people freer. I'm talking about freely loving yourself, because I know that Virgos have a very harsh internal dialogue at times, and sometimes you're your own worst critic, and it serves you in a lot of ways. It makes you very analytical. It makes you a good problem solver, but it also works against you in some ways, that it takes away from your ability to truly feel what it feels like to fully love yourself as you are, for who you are right now, right here, right? So, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Okay, so there's another song coming through, and I literally got the same exact song at the beginning of Taurus's reading that I just did. Check that reading out, but it's right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Definitely if you have Taurus, definitely if you have Taurus in your chart, check out that reading. All right, so let's get into it. I got some guidance cards out, but I'm not going to look at them or read them to the end to see how it ties together. First, we're going to go into the thought space, the ego, what's going on there. Then we're going to go into the emotional place, how are you feeling? And then we're going to look at the big spiritual picture, Virgo. So you have the 9 of Discs here. I'm still getting that song. I miss you. I miss you. Woo! Ooh, okay. Some of you might be missing someone. Someone might be missing you. It's definitely feeling like a very strong emotion coming through here, Virgo. So as far as your thoughts go, it's like some of you feel like you've wasted some time, you know, or put time and energy into things that didn't pan out for you, that gave you a sense of depletion, a sense of loss. This may have impacted your ability to be vulnerable, okay? But I do feel like, in a way, it's also striking up motivation within you to kind of take control of your own universe, take control of your own world. I heard a song, Strike a Pose. Madonna. I think she's a Virgo moon, Leo sun. But there's this energy here of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I know that's cliche, right? It's kind of a cliche saying, but it is also the truth, right? So it makes you grow, okay? We're always going through growth cycles. And so I feel like maybe it was a waste of time, but not really, because in the big picture, you still somewhat evolved emotionally from that. And one of the things in particular that you're evolving in is your ability to communicate honestly within love relationships, and maybe even change your perception around the way you think about love, okay? There's this very creative spark coming through, so you might feel, I heard busybody, you might feel like a bit of a busybody. Things might feel very busy around you, especially when it comes to like things you're passionate about within the career sector or hobbies that you have. But it's kind of reclaiming your source, your power. I heard your purpose within the universe, okay? And opening your heart chakra up after feeling maybe emotionally depleted or at a loss. Some of you, it's like, it was hard, I think, or is hard for you to get over the disappointment of something, whether that's a disappointment with yourself or another, but it doesn't suit you to stay in that energy, Virgo, okay? All it does is deplete you, and the way to replenishment is to allow yourself to see through the eyes of love, both yourself and others and everything that's happened in your life, and let it give you a sense of appreciation and gratitude as to how things are unfolding for you as you move into your future life, right? Because there is love and communication coming in here, Virgo. Okay, there's a deeper sense of purpose as well, especially around creative pursuits, but it could be in relationships. It's like the universe is responding to you, but what are you telling the universe? Okay, what narrative are you telling? What story are you telling? Some people don't realize that the thoughts you think are the story that you're telling, and that it's important, right? Sometimes people will narrate a story where they're the victim, not even realizing they're creating more victimhood by doing that, you know? So there's a really big, important push here, Virgo, towards understanding that your thoughts are narrating you. And you're also in control of that because you're the writer, so to speak, or the author of your thoughts. So think about it, you know, are you going to narrate the story of the person who's lost or who's lost out, or the one who gets what they want and things come easy to them, okay? And leave past experience out of it. Because sometimes I feel like, Virgo, you might look back on a past experience and say, well, I have this belief because that actually happened. And I say, while that may be true, it's not helpful to keep telling that story of your past, because then now you just keep reliving your past, right? And it's important to let it go. Otherwise, we repeat the past, right? That's what they call repeating past history, which a lot of us do because we don't understand the importance of the focus of our thoughts. So Spirit really wanting you to understand that, Virgo, that it was not a waste of time. You've gained knowledge over something. There is this chance to be emotionally open again or vulnerable again, and you're being pushed towards that and to take things into your own hands. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the emotional space. What's going on in the emotional space? Two of Discs. The Hermit. The Eight of Discs. Ooh, the Two of Cups. Woo-wee! I knew that was going to pop out. All right. The Nine of Cups, the King of Cups. Oh, Virgo. Relationships are really going to be important, okay, during this time frame, all right? But most important is the relationship with yourself, and how you feel about yourself is going to be the deciding factor as to how things pan out for you in a relationship. So if you can't get it together with loving yourself, you are not going to be able to pull a relationship together that is in your highest good, all right? So, I mean, I hate to be like as blunt as that, but that's how the message is coming out. So maybe some of you are feeling blunt yourself, or you like the blunt truth or whatever. But I feel like here you are, Virgo, emotionally kind of, this is like not being able to see something from the outside, or not being able to see something from the outside of yourself, okay? But Source is saying you don't need to understand anything outside of self. You don't need to take into consideration other people's perspectives, because you don't have any control over that, and you're not in control of their vibration. You're in control of your vibration. And so they want you to put all of the power and all of the ownership and the focus on how you feel about you. Okay, and if you're going to feel about you the way your higher self feels about you, get ready to love just about everything and that possible about yourself, because your higher self loves you as you are. So I feel like there's some spiritual enlightenment coming in through the ability to see yourself not through the eyes of another, but through the eyes of your higher self, okay? Some of you, there's also spiritual enlightenment, or you're being guided when it comes to where to put your energy, your focus when it comes to career, and kind of trying to drive yourself towards careers that bring out inspiration and passion and creativity within you, because I heard that's where it's at. I have a song coming through. Do turntables and a microphone, where it's at. So, that being highlighted yet again. Now you have the Two of Cups. So there's some sort of emotional satisfaction, or you're really desiring satisfaction within a relationship, okay? This is a very strong connection showing up. This could be a relationship that maybe you put some time and effort into or waited for, that is pulling in some sort of emotional fulfillment. But this comes in after you do the spiritual work on yourself. So it's almost like as you start to feel better about yourself, you start noticing changes in the people around you, or the partner you're with, or the people you're calling into your life, and that they seem to also be higher vibrating or more open than, say, they have been in the past, right? Because I heard the floodgates are opening. And it's a lot of emotion. Some of you might be very emotional during this time frame, especially if you have water placements, especially Scorpio placements. But it is just like, I heard hold on to your love, okay? They want you to hold on. It's okay, I got another song. Hold on to that love and feeling. They want you to hold on to that loving feeling. So when you're in that space of really being in a loving feeling, Spirit is wanting you to just cultivate the hell out of that. Meaning, like, enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Ask for more of it, ask for more of it. Like, when you're in that state of love, truly allow yourself to feel it and hold on to that emotion as long as you can. Because that helps call in more of that type of emotion to you. So whatever spiritual work you've been doing on yourself, or whatever work you've been doing on yourself in general, is showing. First, it's going to show itself to you in the way that you feel in the inside, because you're going to start noticing that you're feeling a little bit lighter, more optimistic, more loving. Then life is going to show it to you in the external, where you'll get the validation from other people being kind to you, running into kind strangers, having coincidental kind events. And actually, now that I think about this is exactly what I talked about in the Virgo reading I did on the Sunday Live, is like these divine connections showing up for you, okay? Because you're seeing yourself as divine, you know, and life is an echo, it's a mirror, it's you. Everything is you, experiencing you, but you have the veil of separation, the illusion of separation, right? So when you're at peace inside of self, you will notice peace in everyone that you meet. So I'm so glad. I'm like, Virgo, this is so good, because it's really demonstrating itself to you, and it will be so obvious to you once you get into the sweet spot. Now, some of you are already there. You're seeing it. You've called in a soulmate. There's emotional satisfaction here. You're seeing it in your work life. Like, it has come to full fruition. Others of you, you're still kind of stuck in your own way here, but you're headed in that direction, right? So I heard be easy. Be easy about it. Be easy on yourself. Let's see the big spiritual picture, the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, the Chariot. The High Priestess. The Ten of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. That's that lightening up. So, did you know that most of the burdens that you feel in life are the burdens you put on yourself unnecessarily? Once you become aware of that, you will not do that to yourself again. Or you'll do it less. You know, I feel like some of you have, it's like this idea that everything must be a struggle and hard, and you must somehow put up with the way things are. And Spirit is saying, no, 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 no. You don't have to put up with any of it. In fact, you didn't come here to put up with life. You came here to create and enjoy life. And if it feels like you're putting up with something that's less than what you deserve, then that's a clear indication that you're not focused in the right direction, right? Or that you're allowing things in your life that are not in your highest good, or relationships in your life that are not in your highest good. So it's like Spirit is not asking you to make the best out of something you don't want. Spirit is not saying, let's go polish a turd together. Excuse my language. Spirit is saying very clearly, no, make up your mind about what you want and don't settle. And know that it's yours, that it must be yours. But first you must do one important thing in order for all of it to come to you. And that is that you have to be in the vibration, Virgo, of understanding that you are worthy, you are love, you are liquid love. Okay? You could not be more deserving. There's nothing you need to change about yourself. There's nothing you need to do to deserve good things other than understanding that it must come to you. All right, so it's like unburden yourself. Spirit really wanting you to unburden yourself, and also stop putting up with things that make you feel like a burden. Because in that, and by so doing that, you are settling, and you are saying to the universe that you're fine with settling, and so the universe just keeps giving you more things to settle for. Do you see how that works? It's pay attention to your expectations here. Your intuition is so freaking strong right now. So you're really being guided by Spirit to... Okay, I was going to say pay attention to your thought, but they said listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Now I have that song coming through. So some of you, that's been a problem because some of you have felt like your heart is pulling you in a different direction sometimes than your mind. And so you keep settling because you don't know how to reconcile it. And Spirit is saying, it's not your job to reconcile it. It's the universe's. So your job is to do the asking and then enjoy life while things come into fruition and the universe does the giving. And so they kind of want you to get out of your own way by stop focusing on how things could come together, or actually focusing on the wrongness of something or how things never come together, or they're just saying stop trying to figure out all of the details. It's right, leave the details to the universe. What you need to do is follow your love, your joy, things that bring you joy. Some of you do find joy in the work that you do, and let's go back to that. There's something here, again, being highlighted about the work that you do, being a sense of creativity. If the work that you do feels more like an obligation than joy, then you might not be in the right line of work, Virgo. You might want to look at that, because I feel like they're guiding you to do work that makes you passionate, that fulfills some sort of desire within you, okay? And also that inspired action doesn't really feel like work at all. It feels like joy. It feels like fun. It feels like playing, you know. And I can attest to that. I've worked jobs that I felt gloomy like every day that I had to go because the job wasn't in alignment with me. And then I found a job that piqued my natural interest. This is one of them. And it never feels like work to me. I never work a day in my life because I feel like everything I do is joy. You know what I'm saying? Because I do things I enjoy. So Virgo, same thing goes for you. Now, some of you, like I said, are further along and you've figured that out and you are grasping the concept that this should be fun, right? Some of you are still in like the old school thinking of that you have to put up with things and, you know, nothing comes easy, and Spirit's saying that's not serving you to think that way. In fact, it's hindering you. And not just when it comes to the work that you do, but also the work in relationships, okay? So I could keep going on and on, but Virgo, let's get some Osho Zen cards and see. playfulness. Yes, playfulness and the master. You want to know how to master your life? Come from a place of playfulness, joy, happiness, creativity, okay? That's what's going to make you the master, right? You ever notice that all of the great spiritual teachers have great sense of humor, have a great sense of humor? That's because they understand the bigger picture, right? Like Eckhart Tolle, even though he seems very dry, he's actually very funny. Sadhguru is very funny. Abraham Hicks, very funny. There's a playfulness to those that have ascended because they understand the joy of life and they no longer see the toil. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you get that higher perspective, you'll understand that for yourself, okay? So it's the cards I got out earlier that are the guidance cards say, to allow well-being, I must be in joy. That's exactly what I would say. Let me read it again. To allow well-being, I must be in a state of joy. Then this says synchronicity. Let me read it to you. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. Didn't I say there was like divine people coming into your life, or like just kindness being shown to you? Pay attention to the good things that are coming through for you, Virgo, and the goodness and the people that you might be connecting with during this time frame. All right, so wow, deep reading, beautiful reading. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with or have in your chart: Gemini, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, another Virgo. It could be doing another Virgo. Sagittarius. Those are the predominant zodiac signs I'm seeing. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But please do let me know how this resonated with you by giving me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, please do check me out on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do go live there as well as on, I have a TikTok as well, which is just for fun, but all of the social media links are in the description box below. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so in the About section, all right? So wishing you the very best, Virgo, and until next time, my friends.